Picture this, if you will. You're sitting in the dining room of a very fancy, secluded coastal hotel.
Hmm.
The architecture is elegant. The tablecloths are crisp white linen. But the walls, they've been smashed open.
Right.
There is alien slime just dripping from the crown molding. A shape-shifting blob monster has just rampaged through the lobby, and giant fungal insects have crashed through the skylight.
The world has basically ended right there in the hotel.
It has very nearly ended. And what do? You sit down amidst the absolute carnage, pick up a silver spoon, and you finish your dessert.
It is a striking image, isn't it? And it perfectly encapsulates the chaotic, high stakes, and frankly, bizarre energy of the story we are covering today.
Exactly. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're not looking at a history book or a scientific paper. We're unpacking a specific log of events. A prequel session, if you will. It involves a ragtag group of investigators in a 1920s pulp Cthulhu setting. We've got the source logs, we've got the scenario background for the Disintegrator, and we are going to break down how a private investigator, a mystic, and a big game hunter walked into a hotel and accidentally saved the world.
Or maybe doomed it.
Or maybe doomed it. We'll definitely get to that.
You certainly will. And what's so fascinating here is the specific tone of this narrative.
Yeah.
This is not your typical slow burn cosmic horror where everyone goes mad in the library.
No.
This is pulp. It's high action, larger-than-life characters, and consequences that are as absurd as they are deadly. But what really drives this specific session is that it serves as the origin story. This is the moment these characters meet.
And that meeting is, well, unconventional, to say the least. Okay, let's unpack this team, because the dynamic right out of the gate is hilarious.
He really is.
We start at Miskatonic University with our patron, Professor Lionel Finch. Now, usually, the academic mentor is this stuffy, distant figure, but here, the relationship is complicated.
Complicated is putting it very politely. The source material mentions that Professor Finch is in his 70s. He's wheelchair-bound due to arthritis.
Okay.
But the reason he knows our investigator, John Smith, isn't through some academic pursuit. It's because John, a private investigator, accidentally shot Lionel in the leg years ago.
I had to reread that part of the notes twice. He shot him.
He shot him.
The guy who is now hiring him. And they're friends.
Apparently so. It speaks to a certain level of forgiveness or perhaps desperation on Finch's part. It sets a tone that these people are flawed. They make mistakes with firearms.
Yeah, you could say that.
And to add another layer, the third member of the trio, Isabella, is the self-proclaimed field mystic who actually healed Lionel after that shooting.
So you have the shooter, the healer, and the victim all working together. That is a sitcom waiting to happen.
It creates this instant trauma bond before the adventure even starts.
And then you throw in the wild card, Hawk McGill. He's a famous hunter. He's just flown in from India, and he didn't come alone.
No, he brought his pet hawk, Talon. Which, from a tactical standpoint, is interesting. Having an aerial scout is great.
Sure.
From a hotel management standpoint in the 1920s, it is a nightmare.
So Finch gathers this chaotic found family and gives them a mission. What's the objective here? Why are they going to the White Point Hotel?
The objective is, well, it's deceptively simple. Finch needs them to act as proxy bidders at a private auction.
Okay.
The item up for bid is a device created by an inventor named George Pelfrey. It's called the Disintegrator.
A name that leaves very little to the imagination.
Precisely. You have to remember the context. This is the post-Great War era. The world has just seen what mechanized destruction looks like.
Right.
Finch is terrified. He fears this machine can unmake matter. He's worried that in the fragile peace following the war, a device like this could destabilize everything. He wants the team to go to the White Point Hotel, assess the device, and ensure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
So, standard spy mission stuff. Be subtle. Blend in, get the intel. But based on the logs, subtle isn't really in this team's vocabulary, is it?
Not even remotely. The source text describes their arrival at the White Point Hotel, a foggy, secluded place on the coast, as a soft entry. But that's surely sarcastic.
A soft entry.
They walk in carrying rifles.
Just openly carrying rifles into a luxury hotel lobby.
And Hawk immediately demands accommodations for his bird in the room's bathroom.
Yeah.
The hotel manager questions their sanity, rightfully so, but eventually caves in.
Of course he does.
They lock the rifles in the armory and put the bird in the bathroom. It's this wonderful clash of adventurer logic versus, real-world etiquette.
And then instead of, checking in and having a tea, John and Isabella immediately sneak into the basement looking for secrets.
It shows a wonderful kind of player paranoia. They assume the hotel is a front for something immediately, but the source notes the result is disappointingly mundane.
Oh.
The basement empty. It's a great example of investigators being ready for a fight that just hasn't started yet.
But the fight is coming. Let's fast forward to 4:20 p.m. The social maneuvering begins.
Yes.
This is where we meet the cast of suspects, the other bidders, and this is where the personalities of our team really start to shine or crash and burn, depending on how you look at it.
It is a classic Agatha Christie setup, but with a pulp twist. You have the inventor, George Pelfrey. He's wheelchair-bound, in very poor health.
And the implication is that the device he built is killing him, right? It's radiating something.
Exactly. Some kind of poison or energy that destroys biological cells.
Which is a massive red flag right there. If the invention eats the inventor, maybe don't bid on it.
A logical conclusion, yes. John Smith, our PI, just grills him immediately. No small talk.
Figures.
But the real star of the social hour has to be Isabella.
Oh, Isabella's interaction with Pelfrey's wife? I cringed just reading the transcript.
It was blunt. She asked the wife point blank if she caused her husband's illness.
Oh, no. That is not how you make friends at a cocktail party. Hello, nice dress. Are you poisoning your husband?
No, it went down very poorly, according to the log. But it establishes Isabella as someone who cuts through social niceties to get to the truth, even if she's wrong.
She's playing the role.
To the hilt. She's relying on intuition over tact. She also reads the fortune of another bidder, Mr. Morosini.
He's the businessman from Italy, right?
Correct. She sees terror and darkness, but not death, which in a story like this is almost worse than death.
Yeah.
It suggests a fate where you survive, but you aren't really you anymore. It foreshadows the cosmic horror elements creeping in.
Ominous. And then we have Hawk. He's mingling with Mr. Kepler, who represents Ursus Industries. And Hawk, well, he's apparently a comedian.
Yes. The source mentions a joke involving the mispronunciation of Ursus as Uranus.
Classy, highbrow stuff.
But look at the reaction. Mr. Kepler found it amusing. This is interesting character work. Is Kepler just a friendly guy? Or is he a shark? Ursus Industries sounds like a defense contractor or a heavy manufacturing firm. If he's laughing at Hawk's bad jokes, he's likely trying to disarm him.
That makes sense. The friendly businessman trope is almost always a trap in these stories.
Almost always.
Yeah.
And there's also a Dr. Walker, a skeptic, who Hawk tries to pump for information but fails. So the stage is set.
You have the dying inventor, the shady businessman, the skeptic, and our team of chaotic heroes.
And then comes the main event. 6:08 p.m., the garden, the demonstration of the disintegrator.
This is the moment of truth. Does the machine work?
And the answer is a resounding yes. It disintegrates a stone statue completely. Poof. Dust.
And Hawk, being Hawk, asks the question we're all thinking but definitely shouldn't say out loud.
He asks if they can test it on a member of the hotel staff.
Hawk, you can't just ask to disintegrate the bellhop.
The bidders were horrified. They settled for disintegrating a table instead.
All right.
But it highlights the pulp morality here.
Right.
These characters are hardened. Hawk is a hunter. He looked at the world in terms of predator and prey, tools and targets. He wanted to know if the beam worked on organic matter.
He wasn't thinking about the bellhop's family. He was thinking about the weapon specs.
It's a chilling utilitarianism. But speaking of chilling, here's where things get weird. A late arrival shows up. A man named Mr. Sleep.
Great name for a villain, Mr. Sleep.
The best.
He bribes his way in with gold coins. And Isabella, never one to back down, tries to read his fortune. And this is where it gets really interesting. This is where the genre shifts.
This is the aha moment for the supernatural elements. When she tries to read Mr. Sleep's mind, her mind snaps.
Snap.
She sees terrifying visions, the chaos, non-Euclidean geometries, the void. But the consequence of this psychic break is so oddly specific to this genre.
Vegetables fall over her.
Yes. And she develops a permanent, lifelong phobia of vegetables.
Wait, let's pause on this. She looks into the abyss, and the abyss tells her to run away from carrots.
It sounds absurd.
Yeah.
But in the context of Pulp Cthulhu, insanity often manifests as these quirky, debilitating phobias rather than just catatonia.
Yeah.
Psychologically, think of it this way. Her mind touched something so alien, so incomprehensible, Mr. Sleep's true nature, that it shattered. To glue itself back together, her brain latched onto something mundane to project that fear onto.
So she can't process the cosmic horror, so she processes it as a fear of broccoli.
Exactly. The vegetables are just the mask for the monster. It keeps the character playable, but adds this layer of eccentric trauma. It's funny, but it signals something crucial. Mr. Sleep is not human.
Okay, so we have a veggie-fearing mystic, a bellhop-targeting hunter, and a PI. The fog rolls in, it's nightfall. And then Mr. Morosini, the guy Isabella read earlier,
The terror but not death guy.
he disappears.
The atmosphere shifts from social intrigue to survival horror here. They find Morosini at a stalled car, but he isn't whole.
His brain has been removed.
Surgically removed.
Yeah.
And there is a bat-like creature with tentacles buried in the back of his head.
Gross. And also very specific.
This is a signature of the Miko. These are fungal aliens from the planet Yugoth-Pluto in the mythos. They are scientifically advanced, cold, and they harvest human brains.
So they weren't just killing him, they were stealing his mind.
Precisely. And Hawk investigates the barn nearby and finds some strange, insect-like fungus creatures congregating.
So we've gone from a hotel auction to an alien invasion in the span of a few hours.
And that's when the three-way standoff happens. The team returns to the auction. Mr. Sleep is there. He demands the disintegrator device, claiming he needs it to save them from the creatures.
A likely story. Give me the death ray, I'm the good guy.
Indeed. And our team doesn't buy it. Hawk, living up to his action hero persona, shoots Mr. Sleep in the face.
Direct approach. No monologue, just buckshot. Does it work?
Well, yes and no. It reveals the truth. Mr. Sleep isn't a man. The disguise falls away. He is a Shoggoth.
Whoa! Okay, for those who haven't brushed up on their Lovecraftian bestiary, what are we looking at here? What is a Shoggoth?
A Shoggoth is a nightmare. It's a massive protoplasmic blob, originally created as a slave race by the Elder Things millions of years ago.
Right.
They are shapeshifters, terrifying engines of destruction. Eyes and mouths bubbling up all over the surface, uttering the cry, "Tigalili!"
So we have a Shoggoth in the ballroom.
And it starts killing bystanders. But remember the Mugo in the barn.
Yeah.
They see the situation spiraling. They crash through the glass ceiling.
So now we have giant fungus bugs fighting a protoplasmic blob monster, while the wealthy elite run screaming.
It is total chaos.
No.
The pulp dial has been turned to 11. And in the middle of this, John Smith realizes bullets aren't going to cut it.
You can't shoot a blob.
You can't. He looks at the disintegrator device.
Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
Or Chekhov's disintegrator.
Exactly. The source log says John runs to the device, breaks it open to access the core mechanism, bypassing the safety protocols, and turns it on the Shoggoth.
Finally, someone uses the death ray on the monster.
But this leads to the betrayal. Mr. Kepler, the friendly businessman from Ursus Industries who laughed at the Uranus joke, he sees the power of this weapon.
He sees profit.
He sees a military contract. He turns on John, demanding the device for himself.
Classic corporate villainy. Even with a blob monster eating people, he's thinking about the quarterly earnings.
John throws the device to Kepler.
He gives it up.
It's a distraction. He throws it to Kepler, which gives the investigators just enough time to shoot Kepler.
Ruthless.
Kepler is knocked down, close to death. But now, John holds the device again. The Shoggoth is raging, the Miko are swarming, and John makes a choice that I think defines this entire deep dive.
What does he do?
He knows the device is poisonous. It killed the inventor, Pelfrey. It's radioactive or toxic in some way.
So he's thinking if he keeps using it.
He'll die. So he offers a trade. He asks the Miko to use it.
He gives the super weapon to the aliens.
He does. He hands the disintegrator to the fungal insects. They take the weapon and flee into the night.
That is a bold, strategic move.
It is fascinating, isn't it? On one hand, he saved the party. The Miko leave. The Shoggoth, enraged but empty-handed, crashes out through a wall and escapes.
So the immediate threat is gone.
But on the other hand, he just handed a technology capable of unmaking matter to an alien species that harvests human brains.
Talk about kicking the can down the road. Here, take this doomsday device. Just get out of my lobby.
It raises an important question about the role of the investigator in these stories. Are they heroes or are they just survivors? He relied on the idea that the weapon was poison. He thought he was handing them a booby trap.
Right, but Miko are fungus from space. Does radiation or toxicity even hurt them?
That's the gamble. He might have just given them the upgrade they were looking for.
And speaking of survivors, there's one loose end. Kepler.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Kepler is lying on the ground, bleeding out. The log says John puts down the treacherous Mr. Kepler.
Cold-blooded.
It's the pulp influence again. In a traditional investigation, you might arrest him. In pulp, he betrayed the team. He's a liability. He's gone. It solves the problem permanently.
So, the aliens are gone, the Shoggoth is gone, the traitor is dead, the hotel is a wreck. And this brings us back to that opening image.
So the resolution. Before escaping the scene of carnage, the investigators take a moment to eat dessert.
I love this detail so much. Why stop for cake when there's a shoggoth loose in the woods?
I think it's a reclaiming of humanity. They have just witnessed things that should shatter the human mind. Vegetables causing phobias, brains in jars, shape-shifting horrors.
Yeah.
Eating dessert is a way of saying, we are still here, we are still us, and we are going to enjoy this creme brulee before we deal with the apocalypse.
It's a bond, right? This is the moment they become a team. Hawk, John, Isabella, and Talon the bird. They went through hell, and now they're sharing a meal.
It solidifies them. They aren't just strangers hired by Finch anymore. They are the people who survived the White Point Hotel. They are the ones who know the truth. This session was their origin story.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? If you're in a situation like this, what's the takeaway?
I think the key takeaway is adaptability. This team went in with a plan did on a device. That plan fell apart immediately. They adapted to the social intrigue, they adapted to the supernatural sweat, and they even adapted to the betrayal.
They didn't try to be perfect heroes. They played dirty, they shot the villain, they bribed the aliens, and they prioritized their own survival.
And they kept their sense of humor. Mostly. Because of the vegetable thing.
That might require some therapy. But yes, it's a reminder that in a world of cosmic horror, sometimes a shotgun and a bad attitude are your best defense.
And maybe don't ask the wife if she poisoned her husband within 5 minutes of meeting her.
That too. A little tact goes a long way. So we've unpacked the chaos, the aliens, and the desserts. It's a prequel that sets the stage for a wild campaign. But I want to leave you with a thought, something to mull over while you're having your own dessert tonight.
Go on.
John handed that weapon to the Migo because he thought it was poison. He thought he was tricking them. But the Migo are an advanced alien race. Biology and physics are different for them.
That is a chilling thought.
Did John pull a fast one? Or did he just give the bad guys exactly what they needed to upgrade their arsenal? If you hold a weapon that poisons you, is giving it to your enemy a brilliant strategic move, or is it the worst mistake of your life?
That is the question that will haunt them, I suspect.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. Watch out for the fog and maybe check your salad for psychic residue.
Stay curious, everyone.
Catch you next time.